Happy Sunday. Hope everybody had a good weekend. Greetings, greetings, greetings. We're going to wait on about 5 or 10 people and then we're going to get right on up into this. We're going to get right on up into this. Thank you, thank you, thank you, y'all, for coming in. Thank you, thank you, thank y'all for coming on in here. Because we want to get right on up in here because y'all know what I do on Sundays. Y'all know what I do on Sundays. I watch football. So, uh, thank all of you for being a member. My membership is growing. It's growing, and I appreciate y'all for that. I thank you so much. Thank you, those of you who are sending me emails. And we're gonna talk about emails a little bit, but thank you. That is my email address, misscruiser2 at gmail.com. That is my email for those of you who wants to desire to send me emails. And again, as y'all load up, thank you for being member. For those who have joined the membership, I appreciate you so much. I'm going to throw my Cash App up there. But you know what? If you come in here and you hit that like button, that's all I need for you to do. That's all I need for you. Now, if you want to give me a Cash App, that'd be wonderful. But if not, that's all I need you to do because I appreciate y'all so much. I'm not doing any goals. Not doing any goals because y'all have helped me reach my goal over and over and over again. Just y'all coming in. Um, the replay look good, the lives look good. That's the goal. That's the goal. So thank you everyone. Thank you. I can't say thank you enough for y'all getting with me. Y'all came on back and y'all got with me. Y'all came on back, and once I left and came back, y'all came back and brought more people with you and got new folks, and the original folks all came back. So I thank you. So we're gonna get on into this morning. We're not gonna take too long because, like I said, I like to watch football. Hey, Angie James, good morning. Catherine Powell, good morning. Glad you're here. Hey, Kitten Hills, haven't seen you in a while. How you doing, Kitten Hills? Thank you for coming in. Hey, Nitwit, I like that name. Good morning, Sugar. Good morning, the Bushes. Bushes and being Bushes go way back, y'all. Thank you for coming in. T. Danielle, my sugar. Thank you for coming in, Sugar. Uh, Truth and Reason, good morning. You said, yes, I can read for service while I listen. Get ready for, you said you can get ready for service while you listen. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Hey, Desiree, Miss Adore. Desiree, we're just going to say Desiree because y'all know I'm going to start messing up names. Good morning, Jessica. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning, everybody. Good morning, everybody. Catherine says, last night was very interesting with Archbishop Jordan and Prophet Manasseh. We're going to talk about it. We're going to talk about it. Now, I can't get to everything. This morning because y'all know, like I said, football comes on and I really need to watch the game. TJL want me to watch her Eagles today. I'm going to be checking. Good morning, Bella Victoria. Good morning. Thank you for coming in. Good morning. Good morning. It's your fault. You got me addicted to this church mess. I know. But listen, didn't I get you addicted just in time? Because otherwise you would have been over there on the other side watching someone grieve and people drag. What? TJL. This is between me, you, and the Bushes, and maybe a few other people that may be familiar. What the heck is that? Did you not, when I heard about that, y'all, excuse me, just 1 minute. When I heard about that, I said, I'm so glad. I'm so glad that I backed away. I'm so glad that I backed away. Y'all know what I'm talking about. That's all I'm gonna say about that. Oh, my condolences go out to the sister over there that recently lost her mother. Grieving comes in different ways and everything. So prayers to her and her family. Prayers to her and her family. That's all I'm gonna say about that. That's all I'm gonna say about that. But y'all come on over here. Come on over here. I don't think in the church beef sector we will have those type of reactions. I don't think. But I do indeed. I don't care who argue with me. This is the church beef sector. It's the carnal church beef sector. That's what we're gonna call it. The carnal church beef sector based on y'all behavior. Now let me say this before I get started. Okay. My channel is mostly a recap channel. A recap channel. All is invalid. I try to be honest about my opinions of things, but why I am being honest about my opinions of things, I try to keep myself on neutral ground. That's what I attempt to do. Keep myself on neutral ground as I give my opinion and recap. Now, that means a lot of people are going to come in my chat from all different camps, from different camps everywhere. We're going to get a lot of people in in this in this live, right? Different opinions. Some people may like St. James. Some people may like Thais. Some people may like Larry Reed. Some people may like Bishop Bernard Jordan. Some people may like King Jives. Some people may like Jesse. Some people may like Tasha Global. Some people may like Sean Talks. So, it seems like all us, the women get along. Did y'all notice that? The women around here get along. It's to be the men's that be fighting. Y'all hold the line. I apologize, y'all. I got a call, and listen, my daughter is out of town with my grandson, and then my oldest child, which is my only son, he's out of town. So my phone ring, my children, it's my children. Y'all know I got to answer. I got to answer. I got to stop and answer. My children is first of everything. So I was saying that with all of the people, Judge Alicia Thomas, Dr. Blue, Marcellus. I like me some Mad Disease TV. I try to share and recap everybody, right? So, a lot of these different people sometimes don't get along. So everybody comes into my chat for the most part. Everybody's welcome into my chat. Some folks come around here don't even like me, but I'm okay with that. Because this is a place where we talk about it. We recap it. We talk about it. So having said that, there may be some things that's said in my chat. Hey, Lady Dimples, how you doing, boo? There may be some things that's said in my chat that may go against somebody. It may be something that said against another content creator that may be true, may not be true. And the views of the people that's in my chat in the live are not always my views. Sometimes they be talking about stuff. look at her coming in here with that. Look at her. That it may be some stuff I'm not even familiar with, not even aware from it. So I'm reading my chat. Okay. So anything that happens in my chat, again, I try to keep down some chatter. I do try to keep down some chatter, but listen, the people come and they gonna say what they gonna say, and they ain't got nothing to do with Cruiser. Okay, ain't got nothing to do with Cruiser. Let me say that first. Second thing is, what somebody do, what content creators do as a result of it, what they do as a result of it, ain't got nothing to do with Cruiser. Ain't got nothing to do with Cruiser. Somebody emailed me and brought something to my attention that I hadn't got to yet. Because a lot of times, especially on the weekends, on the weekdays, I'm pretty caught up with videos. On weekdays, I'm very caught up, in fact, with videos because I'm watching as I'm working. It's good It's good. It keeps me company while I'm working. On the weekends, not so much. Y'all know mama out here shaking that ass. I just mama out here down at the lounge dancing. I have other things that I do. I have a lot of little things that I do. I like to travel. I like to go down to the lounge. I like to put together and be a producer, or it's another word I should use. It'll come to me in a minute. I like to put together different things for people that's 40 and up to do. Every now and then, I like to dabble in a little DJ. So I have a lot of little things that I do in addition to my job, which is my career. Side thing. So on the weekends, I do my little side stuff sometimes. I got family and all that. So the point is, on the weekends, I'm behind on the weekends. So on the weekends, when things happen or a holiday, I may not catch it till later. So when I got the email that says something about somebody giving me $25, and they were joking. They were joking when they sent me the email, but they sent me the email that said they were going to give me $25 to give them somebody's name. And they were going to throw in an extra $10 for their job or something. I'm like, what are they talking about? What are they talking about? And I snapped at them a little bit in my response. But once I realized that, maybe they was joking with me based on something that another content creator said, I said, let me address this. And I went myself and caught up on my videos, and I said, oh, okay. Listen, y'all, I ain't got nothing to do with all that. I ain't got nothing to do with all that. I don't fight nobody. I fight my battles. I don't fight nobody else's battles. So what is said around here is said around here. What's said around here is said around here in the chat. That's their opinion. That's what they said. And the response to that is that content creator opinion. That's what they said. And I'm gonna keep on doing my recaps the way I do it. That's all I got to say about that. I spent too much time on that. What'd you say, Danielle? Cruiser, my mama went to a lounge and hung out. I'm not ready. She had on stilettos and red lipstick. Baby, let me tell you, I like stuff. And I didn't start kind of hanging out and stuff until I was up in age. Like, I didn't start actually having cocktails until I was like 42 years old. And I'm a responsible. I socially drink. I drink socially. You won't find me drinking. I'm just in my house. I'm gonna pour me a glass of wine or fix me a cocktail. No, I used to, but I was like, I don't need to be doing that. It ain't that important. But yeah, I likes to get out. Let me stop to say it likes to. I enjoy. I like dancing. I absolutely adore dancing. I like old school music. So yeah, I like to leave the house some. I don't knit. I'm not really into TV that deep. So that I don't become a person that's just sitting up on the social media all the time. I enjoy getting out, socializing, having a cocktail, different things like that. As T. Danielle said, the opinions and views of the chat are not that of the channel. Hold on. Sometimes it is, and I'll tell y'all when it is, and sometimes it's not. I heard people are trying to find somebody else's information. That is insane. Listen. It ain't Cruiser, okay? It ain't Cruiser. Y'all all right? Everything I need to know about y'all is right here. It's right here on here. Catherine says, Judge Alicia Thomas give great commentary on the church news when she goes live. Yes, I enjoy her. T.J. said, that's why we need a woman president. We will fix all this mess. Okay? Because the women be getting along around here. They be getting along around here. And Catherine, that's why I said, I don't care what nobody say. This is the carnal. You got to put that word carnal in front of it. The carnal church. Y'all know what a carnal church is? Y'all know what the definition of a carnal church? I want y'all to look up carnal. This is the carnal church beef sector. Until we start acting different, and I'm gonna say until we start acting differently, we are the carnal church beef sector, because certain behaviors is what the beef sector would do. Now, I'm not saying I'm for it, against it, or in between. I'm just stating a fact. You can't tell people how to fight, and I won't tell folks how to fight. I ain't telling nobody how to fight. You can't tell people how to fight. You can't tell people how to respond. You can't tell people how to feel about a certain thing. Okay. But in saying that, in saying all that, it still don't change the fact that that's beefing. It's a certain behavior. In saying all that, I can say, hey, I understand, but it's beefing regardless. Catherine says, Jessica, that is normal behavior in other sectors as well as calling CPS cops on folks. Yeah, yeah. You know, picking up people's information and stuff like that for whatever reason. For whatever reason, that's you know, we've seen that. Catherine, the Bushes, T. Danielle, we've seen that. We've seen that. We've also seen the results of it. We've seen some stuff. Hey, just being me. Hey, Jesse. Who else that came in that I missed? Truth and Reason. Did I speak to you? Hey, Sugar. Anybody I missed? I apologize. What did Truth and Reason said I missed? Truth and Reason said, listen, I've unsubscribed from a lot of those beef sector creatures and subscribed to Carnal Church sector. I don't do them anymore. Uh-oh, they're going to say I'm stealing subscribers over here. I ain't stealing subscribers. Hey, Sean Talks, thank you for coming in. Uh-oh, Jesse said, I hope they not trying to find my info because I have everything documented. Well, once again, you know, the fights between folks is between them. But I was saying about and I ain't trying to steal the beef sector. You can watch both sectors or whatever. But we've seen some stuff. We've seen people. I remember one time, and she drops in sometime. A lady got arrested and spent I think it was Memorial Day weekend. She spent 2 weeks in county lockup because this dude had called the police on her. They was back and forth for years, and he had a running document of everything that she did. And finally, he convinced the police that she needed to be arrested. I guess I don't remember how he did it, but he did it. Oh yeah, Lady Dimples be doing some stuff, y'all. She admitted too. She don't even be hiding the stuff she do. But I don't. And this person I'm talking to is one of her buddies. I don't know how he did it, but the police showed at this girl's house, and she just didn't believe that she would be actually arrested over some stuff that happened online. She just, was like, it won't happen. This is some stuff that happened online, and okay, that happened online. And so when the police came, she was live. She was live talking about the situation. She said, oh, the police here now. And honey, we stayed on that live for hours. The police came in. We've stayed on that live for hours, y'all, thinking she's gonna come back to the live. She's gonna come back to the live. They arrested her. And she was locked up. I know it had to be about 2 weeks. The live was still, I got a witness. That live, because I was waiting like, okay, she gonna come back, tell us what the police said. Locked up. We've seen where somebody was locked up over some YouTube stuff and lost a lot and had to not and could not be on as a part of their punishment. They could not be on YouTube for 2 years or 3 years? It was either 2 years or 3 years. We've seen people followed. We've seen fights. I mean, we have seen, hey, HLIC room shake. Oh, we have seen some stuff. So I encouraged the two young men, and I can say young, because both of them younger than me, one slightly younger than me, and one young enough to be my son. I would encourage y'all to walk away in peace. I would encourage y'all to walk away in peace. Sunshine said it was 3 years because all of this online anger, if you let it fester, it turns into something that you probably don't want it to turn into. So that's all I'm gonna say about that. My chat is still open. Hey, Bonnie Bell. Thank you for coming in. Yeah, we've seen folks. We've seen two people one person get arrested on their own line. We've seen a right out fight on online that turned into a person getting arrested. We've seen we we've seen some behavior. So you know, oh yeah, she did call the cop. I forgot she did call the cops on herself to check to see if the cops were coming. They were like, "You home right now? Are you home right now?" And they came on out there. So I'm, is it worth it? Is it worth jail time? Is it worth being on probation? Is it worth losing your channel? Anyway, let me go on with my commentary because it's almost time for my Pampers to play. I know I said Panthers instead of Panthers, but it's almost time for my beloved Panthers to play. So let me get on with the commentary. I ain't meant to go all there, but I did. So it is what it is. Y'all just keep in mind, say what you want in my chat as long as it's messing up my channel, but just know that people may, come back and say something back. It is what it is. It is what it is. Sean said, let's keep it cute and on social media. Honey. That's when I get all mad like that and stuff. I just take a hiatus. Because ain't none of y'all worth me going to. I ain't never been to a jail. I've never to visit nobody in jail nor prison. I couldn't even tell you what the inside of a. I'm trying to remember. I know I've been to a police station, or have I? Listen, that ain't my life. So I ain't trying to lose nothing over you, none of y'all. I've known people. I know one gentleman have lost at least 3 jobs over this YouTube stuff. At least over this YouTube stuff. An educated man. He got about 6 degrees or more, all the way up to a doctorate, and have lost multiple jobs behind this mess. Y'all ain't worth none of that to me. That's why I don't even turn my camera on, because y'all ain't worth none of that to me. None of it. Hey, Matt. Hey, Tracy Chappelle. Hey, Miss Toby. I see people. Okay, now I see Miss Toby. Good morning. Yeah. And like Bonnie Bell said, not only the beef sector, but just go all over sectors. This is HLIC, Room Shaker. You know where she from? The hell sector. The hell sector. Mm-hmm. All over. Black sector, T sector, all over. So it ain't worth it, y'all. But y'all do what you want. Y'all grown. Everybody grown. Everybody adults. We all grown. So we do what we need to do. So what did I watch this weekend? What did I watch this weekend? Let me get on into the commentary. And hello. If I missed anybody coming in, thank you for coming in. I don't have any goals because y'all have more than reached my goals, but I do ask that y'all hit that like button. I have 88 people in here, so I should have 120 likes. But I appreciate y'all coming in. And that's my goals today. It's just to be the recap person. And y'all have helped me reach my goals. Once again, thank you to all my members. Thank you for joining my membership. We're going to have to get some things going around there, but thank you so much for being a member. So we're going to get right into this. What did I see this weekend? I'm not going to be able to cover everything, y'all. I'm not going to be able to cover everything, but I just want to cover some stuff. So I'm going to start with St. James. St. James came on last night with Archbishop Bernard Jordan, and Manasseh was on there. Thank you, T. Danielle. Thank you, Sugar. He said, you cracked me up. Thank you, Sugar. I'm trying to be some entertainment around here. So Archbishop Bernard Jordan came on with, and Manasseh came on St. James show last night, and they talked about a lot. But the highlight for me from the St. James show was mental hygiene. Mental hygiene. I had never heard, and y'all know I'm all for taking care of your mental health. I'm a big advocate of that. I myself suffer from sensory issues, and that's probably under the mental umbrella. So I suffer from mental from uh I have a, I wouldn't say, I used to say severe, but I don't think it's severe because I've talked to some people where theirs is way more severe than mine. But I have sensory issues. Um, Sensory in that some images bother me. Um, um, you know, I have come into liking hugs, but there used to be a time when it was just overbearing. It's hard to explain. I'm not going to try to explain it on this live, but it's the actual thing. Look it up. Sensory issues. I have some sensory issues. Most autistic people have sensory issues, and sometimes I wonder if I am on the spectrum because I do I stim. I'm stimming right now. Right now, my two fingers are connecting and tapping. I'm stimming right now. And sometimes I wonder, but that's neither here or there. I have severe anxiety. I can't say that's severe because I worry about everything. So I have some mental health issues, and so mental health is very important to me. And but mental hygiene, that term was interesting. So that part I decided to, because they talked about a lot, way more than that, but that part really caught my attention. The mental health hygiene as a foundation for success. Mental hygiene as foundation for success. Manasseh said there are people who have nasty, gross, stinky hygiene. That's what Manasseh said. There are people that have nasty, gross, stinky hygiene, which brings about infectious idea. He said the reason why they have infectious ideas is because they have this nasty, stinky, gross hygiene. And he said if it's not dealt with, you're gonna take that right on into the next year. And then Bishop Jordan added in this. Let me make sure my volume is up, child. Bishop Jordan added in this right here.
And that was one of the reasons we were bringing together the bloggers together. We said that y'all are so powerful as influencers that if you upgrade the conversation, it could probably move the culture forward. If it's not you, then it's who. And if it's not now, then when. Right. And that was, and of course, that got spent in a whole thing like y'all the better bloggers or whatever. And it wasn't even about that. It's about the lifting up of the race with the beginning of a conversation. And so.
Now, did I believe, was that sound okay? Let me know if y'all heard that okay. If not, I'll try to play it again. Now, this is my opinion on the bloggers, the coming together of the bloggers. Do I believe that Bishop Jordan dropping in different bloggers chat or talking to different bloggers, do I believe that had something to do with the split between him and Larry Reed? Yes, I do. The initial conversation with St. James, the dropping in different bloggers chats. I think that people want people to hear their side, and there's nothing wrong with that. But the coming together of the bloggers, I do believe when he started saying, there's a better way to doing this, and maybe we can get together and talk about it. I did believe that he wanted to say, let's network, let's get that together and talk and see what we can do to make this churchy beef or this churchy sector, leave beef out of this churchy sector, where they can polish up the way they do things. Now, do I necessarily think that it will work well? I don't know. That remains to be seen. But I do think that just what he said right here.
And that was one of the reasons we were bringing together the bloggers together. We said that y'all are so powerful as influencers that if you upgrade the conversation, it could probably move the culture forward. If it's not you, then it's who.
So he said, y'all are so powerful as bloggers. And he was right, because it was powerful enough to get to the Kojic church, where you had one of the main bishops in the Kojic church at the conference, at the convocation, to bring it up. Catherine said Prophet Manasseh was laying it out last night. Yeah, y'all make sure y'all go watch it. I'm just bringing out a few things. Recap, you ain't gonna get it all. I'm not gonna do the whole person's video. You're gonna have to go get some. I want to, whet your appetite so you can go on over there and watch it. But yeah, so Butcher said, this reminds me of how newcomers would try to come into the beef sector and try to change it. That's interesting. That's interesting. And there was a big, huge resistance for that. Now, some of y'all be like, she always talking about that beef sector. Listen, I'll talk about what I know. Okay. I was there a good long time. So I'll talk about, in fact, I was there pretty much from the main inception of it when it started being called the beef sector. I was there from that point. So I'll talk about what I know. But yeah. Some people resist it. There's a resistance to that. Don't come around here changing us. We know what we're doing. We like what we're doing. We're coming around here trying to change us. Bishop Jordan. But Bishop Jordan challenges us. Is there a way that can be cleaned up? Can you polish it up? Is there a better way? I'm not saying don't come down here and report what's going on into the church world, especially if they're around there acting up and they need to be called out. I'm just saying, is there a better way to do it? More classier way, more polished way, So we of course we're gonna keep watching that and see what happens. TJL agreed. So yeah, that's what y'all see it as the quote unquote Better Bloggers Summit. The summit, that y'all see that as that when people come into the sector and say, hey, I got a better way. And one thing that we used to hate was that when people would come to the beef sector, assuming that the beef sector were ignorant people or poor people or unlearned people. They would come in and see all the cutting up that we used to do, and they would assume that when in reality, we have very educated people in the beef sector. We just like to get away from our careers and cut up, I guess. We want to let our hair down, a little bit. College educated, people in careers, people with master's and doctorate degrees, people who have very responsible jobs, all up over the beef sector. Folks in law school. Oh, well, she probably finished the law school by now. And I ain't talking about old girl. That's fake that she was I'm talking about real law school. Now we do have some fakers and phonies and those too, but and people would come over thinking, they're like, whoa, back up. That's when the Divine Nine above jump out. Whoa. It's a little everything. So, anyway, but yeah, there's a little bit of resistance because it's like, do you really think that we need correcting? You think that we're not good enough? Do you think that, this is for entertainment? It's for entertainment. Are you trying to take away our change and take away our entertainment? But it's interesting to see, and we will keep on watching, just throwing out ideas and what people thought about it. Think about it. Truth and Reason says, now the lowest of the low are vile and don't want to change. Mm-hmm. TJL says, the exact opposite. I call the beef sector my dirty little secret. Trying to explain any of this stuff, whether it be this sector or any other sector, trying to explain any of this to people who don't watch social media is so weird. Like trying to explain to them, we don't use our real names for the most part, because if we use our real names, then people may do this, that, and other. We don't, explain this to my family why I don't turn my camera on. I don't want to turn my camera on because then, if they do try to come back, then it'd be like, okay, there's the face with the voice. Right now, they just got the voice. It's odd trying to explain what's going on here, why people are getting mad over mere words, and how did it all start? So somebody who's not a social media person, it's hard to explain to them what the heck we're doing around here. So that's why some of us say it's our little dirty little secret. Anyway. But I found that interesting about the mental health hygiene. And then they went on to say mental health hygiene is how people clean, process, and examine discord. Okay, let me read my little note right. Mental hygiene is how people clean, process, examine, and discard thoughts.
You are saying stuff for clicks, or you saying stuff for bait, it's not good. It's a strategy, but it needs to be upgraded. Yeah. And
so mental hygiene is how people clean, process, examine, and discard thoughts. And did y'all know that the collective come together every Thursday? People kind of thought that the summit they had in Orlando, that was it. Okay, they did that summit, they went away, and that was it. But through St. James video last night, I learned that they come together on Thursdays to talk. And the talk is not about people. They don't talk about people. They discuss upgrading. Now, if y'all wonder if anything was said about the $20,000 gate, was anything said about $20,000 gate? Well, go to St. James Live, St. James. Go to the 28-minute and somewhere around 30 seconds, 33 seconds, 28-minute, 33-second timestamp. Bishop Jordan asked, "What made you think because we were friends you could get $10 up off me?" Did anybody watch St. James last night? Sean's talk said, "We don't talk about people. It's really business." So on those Thursday chats, they're discussing upgrading, and business. They according to Sean talks and according to St. James and Bishop Bernard Jordan, they ain't around there talking about folks. They talking about, how they can upgrade and what their goals are and things like that. St. James said he watched it. Hey, St. James, thank you for coming in. Did you watch your own show, St. James? But it's around let me give that minute mark again. And it was some good. Listen, it was some good stuff. But y'all know I got to get to the messy. But it was some good stuff. It was a lot of good stuff in that. Let me say this. Most of y'all already know I don't do prophecy, and not that I don't do it. It's hard for me to explain it. I don't really get into it. Not I don't believe in it. I just don't get into it. I don't know how I feel about it in today's world, where we can all go boldly to God. God speaks to us. We speak to him. We pray. He talked to, so I'm not sure what I feel about that. But I do enjoy Bishop Bernard Jordan because he dropped some good life nuggets. I just cannot deny that. I absolutely cannot deny that. So it was some good stuff in that video yesterday. And it's very much worth going to check it out if you haven't already. A lot of y'all already have, but if you haven't already. But y'all know I gotta get to the messy part. Hey, I am Star. Thank you for coming in. Desiree said, "Yep." Bishop Jordan said becoming a friend. Hold on. Bishop Jordan said, "Becoming a friend doesn't give you license to be to." Hold on. Let me read exactly how she said it instead of me trying to put my own stuff in it. Yep. Bishop Jordan said, "Becoming a friend doesn't give you license to beg me for a couple of dollars." Yes. If by granny you mean William McCray, yes, he's a huge part of. Oh, is he a part of the Thursday conversations? I don't know. I don't know who's in the conversations. I don't know. I'm just taking what was given to me. Y'all know I take what's given to me right here, and go with it. I thought you meant, was he a part of the churchy, carnal churchy beef sector? Absolutely he is. Absolutely he is. But I don't know whether he's a part of the conversations. But yes, Bishop Jordan just addressed, in my opinion, jives. He said, let me see, the 28 minute, 33 second time step, the Bishop Jordan asked, "What made you think because we're friends, you could get $10 up off me?" He said, "Friendship don't mean you share in my purse, or friendship don't mean that you share in the purse. Just because we friends don't mean that what's mine is yours and what's mine is yours and what's mine is yours. That don't That ain't what that mean. That ain't what they mean. He also said, God, the thought. He said, "Oh, y'all need to go watch this part," because he said something to the effect of, you asked and the answer was no. Maybe there could have been a counter offer. Y'all know I keep saying that Jobs jumped ship too early. He jumped the gun. In my opinion, that he moved a little too quick. He said, "You asked and it was no, but there could have been a counter offer. Don't move so fast. Don't jump so quick. Pump the brakes, slow down." Yes. If y'all haven't seen it, y'all need to go see it. Y'all need to go see it. I Am Star said he's setting healthy boundaries. I like that. Well, it had to be addressed. It had, look, it's out here. We're all talking about it. So it was wise for it to be addressed. AT2 says, or as I call him when I'm a little tipsy, AT4. AT2 says, wait, so it went down yesterday. Thank you, Queen. So you and Dimple calling me the church queen. I had to keep trying to pull myself back down. Y'all know I'm a Leo. My head will blow up. Wait, so it went down yesterday. Thank you, Queen of the Church Beef Sector, for keeping us up to date. Yes. Go over there and see. Y'all ain't watch. Look, Matt, putting the timestamp in there. We have this guy. His name is Ron. It's a guy over in Beef Sector. His name is Ron. If Ron watch your video and it's a good video, he will break that sucker down. Timestamp to the T. All you have to do is just go to the comments and press the little thing, timestamp. You go straight to it. If you want to listen to that, I be having to send Ron a cash app. Not bitch made sector. Who y'all in these names, Father? King Jobs wanted 20K. Jobs would have gotten it in with. Hold on, let me try this again. King Jobs wanted 20K. Jobs would have gotten it in with the son if it wasn't his type of kind. Lady Dimple said, "Y'all ain't never gonna get off that asking for money." She said, "No counter. It wasn't acceptable." Honey. Wait a minute. AT2, Lady Dimple said, "I didn't like your comments about films." Look how I be trying to start stuff. Okay, I think I got it. You need you a Ron P, honey. He's on Instagram. I be trying to encourage him. Sometimes I see him a cash app and I be like, go over to that video over blah, blah, blah. And if you break that down I see him a little, I go into my coin purse. And see him one and say, I won't tell him to do it. I say like, are you going to break down video, the live and blah, blah, blah. I just go over there and give him a little piece of change to see if he's willing to go over there and watch it and break that thing down. Cruiser, and remember Bishop Jordan expressed the importance of exercise the word no with no explanation. No is the complete sentence, period, and he don't ask again. Listen, it was 1 year that my New Year's thing was to get a no in my spirit. I said, I'm going to practice no, because I had to start saying no to my children. I had to cut them back a little bit. I said, I need to, sometimes you got to cut folks back so they can get on their own feet. So I had to cut them back a little bit. So I had to say no to my kids. And then I had to start saying no even to friends. One friend in particular, I said, baby, you don't need to travel no more, honey. You need to sit back and get your finances in order and then we can resume traveling. Because I couldn't stand to see a friend, and she's like family to me. I've known her. When I say I've known her all my life, she correct me and she said, "No, I've known you since birth." So she's like family. And I said, honey, you got to get that thing in order. I don't want to keep seeing you go down this road. So I had to start saying, no, you can't travel with me because it got to the point where I was kind of carrying it. But like, no, you need to, you need to step back, get it in order, and we're going to, then you could join us again, all of us again. Otherwise, she would have been on my cruise in February and the one coming up in February. And so y'all would have seen her, but you gotta get a no, in your spirit sometimes, and that be acceptable. So that was a good video, a lot of good nuggets. That little part where he did address the whole jobs thing with I don't think the name was said, but we all knew. We all knew. So that was a pretty good uh live yesterday. So y'all make sure that y'all go over there and check that out. Also yesterday, before TJ said, Cruz, I need you to plan a trip without being on that water. I do travel without being on the water. I went to Curacao last year. Curacao. I was over in Curacao for 6 days. Uh, I went to, and that wasn't by water. That we flew over and stayed in some nice houses. I went to Punta Cana. I ain't going there no more unless the Lord say the same. Unless the Lord send me, I ain't going over there no more. I went to there was somewhere else I went last year and I flew. In fact, this year, actually, TDL, there was only one. I only did one cruise this year. Out of all my traveling, I only did one cruise in 2025. When normally, I do about 3 or 4. I only did one because I did all of these land travels over there on Melanin at Sea. Are y'all do y'all follow Melanin at Sea? That's Rich and Jazzy, I think it is. Somebody in their Facebook group asked the question: do you prefer traveling by cruises or do you prefer all-inclusive land resorts? I'm going to be honest with y'all. Girl, no, I ain't like Punta Cana. The day I got over there, and I got some witnesses, I got over there, when I got to the resort, I was trying to find me an airline ticket home. And the only reason why I didn't go ahead and pay $500 or $600 to turn around and come right back home was because it was leaving me with long layovers. The tickets I was finding was giving me long layovers, like 2-day layovers or 1-day layover in like Iowa somewhere. So the flight was just going to be, by the time I finished with the flights, I might as well have just stayed there. But no, I didn't care for it. But when I answered the question in Melanin at Sea, and I think that's Rich and Jazzy, I said I prefer cruises. Every time, in Curacao, I enjoyed myself, but I didn't do as much in Curacao as I would have done on a cruise. And then every day trying to figure out where we were going to eat or we're going to cook for ourselves. I enjoyed the trip. I was with some good friends. It was my prayer partner and one of my closest friends was her birthday. Check her out. Her name is Nothing But Bags. She's got a YouTube channel, Nothing But Bags. Put in Nothing But Bags. She over there talking about them very expensive designer handbags because that's her thing. She loves them designer handbags. Okay, she will spend a good penny for it. But anyway, and I had a great time with them. But I did miss a cruise when I was in Punta Cana. I said I could have been on a cruise for this. So some people prefer in resorts, they're all inclusive. And some of us enjoy cruising, and I just love cruising. Used to be Carnival. Carnival used to be my favorite. And I still enjoy Carnival. I'm going on a Carnival within the next 10 or 13 days here or something like that. But Royal is quickly getting my attention. Royal is I'm beginning to like Royal. Okay, before I get off on cruising, let me move on. Dr. Blue was live yesterday. Dr. Blue live, she talked about the drama surrounding Bishop Lamar Whitehead and Larry Reed. She went back to revisit that. In fact, I think her title was something to the effect of, let me get her title. Hold on, y'all. I need to ask my daughter, did she get, hold on one second. Y'all, I was so proud. When I talked to my daughter this morning, she is with the other grandmother. My grandson went to see that other lady. Y'all know I call the other grandmother the other lady, the other lady. So we was talking on, the FaceTime thing. And I said, "Hey, Zaza." I said, "You miss Nana?" And he started crying a little bit. He started crying a little bit like he liked me. Now I didn't like the fact that he was crying a little bit because now I want him to just come on home. Now I want her to just bring him on home. Even though they live, my daughter and my grandson live, they don't even live in the same city as me. They live a city over. But now I just want her to come home because he missed Nana. Y'all know what that means to me, right? I'm thinking, okay, the petty in me said he loved me more. Anyway, I shouldn't even think like that. I shouldn't even think it like that. Dr. Blue. So Dr. Blue yesterday, her video was called Larry Reed. How did you know? Something to the effect of, how did you know about the FBI? How did you know about the FBI? And let me see, Lady Dip said, Larry Reed was telling his subbies to report the Jordans to the FTC. Yes, I remember you telling me that. Good morning, Really BTV. Good morning. Thank you for coming in. Really BTV is the one who calls me to like Royal more than I like Carnival. I blame her. That's who I blame. But so yeah, so that was her video yesterday. Dr. Blue was recapping the whole Bishop Whitehead saga and the events of that. And in her title, she was asking Larry Reed, how did he know the FBI was coming for Bishop Whitehead? That was her question, not mine. Dr. Blue Live, she talked about the drama surrounding the Bishop Lamar Whitehead and Larry Reed, focusing on Reed's alleged involvement in Whitehead's arrest. She also talked about Larry Reed's, and so I'm not going to recap that whole thing. That the first part and mostly of that video, she was recapping that, and she was questioning his involvement, if any. And that wasn't my opinion. That's from Doc. Y'all go watch Dr. Reed with that. The last part of her video, she talked about Larry Reed's financial practices and the restructuring of his MBN network. And there's been some talk about that. His restructuring and the state of his financial affairs, both personal and with his MBN network. So she was also talking about Larry Reed's financial practices and the restructuring of his MBN network. She mentions that Larry Reed has reportedly dissolved the charitable arm of his ministry. That was her words. He's reportedly dissolved the charitable arm of his ministry, making it for a profit organization. Now, I'm going to say allegedly, but this is what I'm recapping from Dr. Blue. And that the donations are now funneled to a personal Cash App. Did y'all watch Dr. Blue yesterday? Did y'all watch Dr. Blue?
I heard I heard Marcella say last night.
This is a little loud. So she's talking about in this clip that I'm playing, she's talking about something. And y'all let me know if I need to slow it down a little bit. She's talking about something that she heard Marcella say.
I heard him say though that Larry has now restructured the donations, how he receives the donations. And that somehow or another, the donations are now going to be funneled directly to like a personal Cash App or something. Well, I don't know because, see, I don't know that directly. Like, I don't know. I haven't seen an email or a correspondence.
I seen something. I did myself see a notice. Hey, I think Denise just came in. Yes. Hey, Denise, how you doing? Thank you for coming in. I did see a notice or something to that effect announcing ways of donating has changed. And is saying, I don't know what it said before. So I'm not able to compare, but I know now it says that the donations, it says Larry Reed rather than, I don't know, did it say MBN before? Some of y'all can answer that. What did it say before into comparison to what it says now? Now it's saying going to Larry Reed. Give me a minute. I'm gonna read it exactly as it is, but they're saying it's been a change in how you donate.
From the I don't know because see, I don't know that directly. Like I don't know. I haven't seen an email or a correspondence from the MBN network that indicates the giving, or because typically when you donate to say TBN, remember when TBN used to host their telethons? Remember they would run those telethons. It would be for 3 days. They would run a 3-day telethon. Do y'all remember they would run like a 3-day telethon, and all the preachers that have airtime on TV.
Okay, so Lady Dimple says that's a lie. It's going to MBM Global now. So you're saying that the funds, or the name has been changed from MBM Network to MBM Global. Is that what you're saying, Lady Dimples? Is that what you're saying? Because what I saw was the ways to give to the MBM Network Global. And that the PayPal, I'm trying to make this bigger, but I can't see it. It's saying, hold on, I can't see this. Ooh, my eyes. Hold on, let me see if there's something more clearer. When I make it bigger, I'm gonna have to look on another screen. Y'all hold on a second. Okay, so the Cash App now is $ Larry Reed. There's one, I think PayPal is, or either Venmo or both is $. I am Larry Reed. Is that how it read before? Is that how it read before? It's, from what I'm seeing, Lady Dimples, calm down. Calm down. So how did it read before and how is it reading now, Lady Dimples? So Lady Dimple said that the Tumar always went directly to Reed as the supervising priest. Okay, I can only take your word for it because I don't know how it was before. I'm just telling you. So you're according to Lady Dimples, it's always been the PayPal has always been. Hey Queens, the PayPal has always been Larry Reed's name, according to. Okay. Okay. According to Dimples. Hold on. Give me just a second and we're going to, and then Lay Eric said Dimples is correct. So we're going to go with that. We're going to go with that. Y'all hold on one second. Okay, moving right along. Yes, just Kimmy say, moving right along. Hold on. Let's see what y'all saying in the chat. The Bushes, he sent it to those that partnered with him. Why did he make it the announcement if there was no change? Just asking. No, I'm not. I mean, I'll listen. Yeah, let me tell y'all something about me. I don't know. Because I don't, I go by what I see people say out here. That's why I let y'all go ahead and chat it up in the chat so that y'all can say what y'all saw. So listen, whatever is correct, that's what I want, that's what I want to say, because I ain't got a nickel in this dime. I ain't got a dog in this fight. None. So I'm just a little recapper. Hold on again. Okay. Well, listen, some people say there's a change. Some people say there's not. Those that are in the actual or are part of the actual MBN network, they're saying there isn't a change in structure. There are some people that argue there is absolutely a change, and now that seems like the funds is going directly to his personal, and that is what, like I said, go to the end of that. It wasn't my live; it was Dr. Blue's live, and I just want to make that straight. In it, just want to bring some clarity to that. And that was, and I don't think that Dr. Blue was saying for sure. She was basically saying things that she heard too, because she referenced Marcellus. She referenced Marcellus video. Like, I'm gonna play it again.
Your tax deductible donation now.
Hold on, let me go back to where she referenced Marcellus.
I heard I heard Marcellus say last night. I heard him say though that Larry has now restructured the donations, how he receives the donations. And that somehow or another, the donations are now going to be funneled directly to like a personal cash app or something.
So that's what she was saying that she heard. And that is actually what's going around. That's what's going around. I'm just put it out there right now. That is what's going around. It's even talk about commingling funds. There's a little bit of talk about that.
Your tax deductible donation now. Okay? They would always make it a point to let people know it was a tax-free, tax deductible donation. So what I'm trying to understand is if Larry has decided to restructure, he may have decided to dissolve the, charitable arm of his ministry, and it might not be a ministry anymore. It might be a for-profit organization. The NBN network. In other words, it's a network, right? Now, is the word ministry in the name? In other words, you can dissolve a charitable entity. Like he could easily say, okay, Tasha said somebody dropped a T in her chat yesterday regarding the restructuring. Exactly.
Okay. So and I was over in Tasha Global yesterday when she did her live. That is the rumor that's going around that, and I know the word global was added to network. I'm pretty, well, I don't know that. Y'all tell me if that's correct. Maybe he feels like before it was, United States and a few other places, and now he feel like it's gone global. I don't know. The Bushes, the payment name have been changed, but the way the contributions via the blessings plan have not. Reed is very in the way, I don't say that word because it sounds like I be saying ocean when I say that word. Reed is a very detailed in what way to direct funds. But with him changing it that way. Hey, Nice is Nice. How you doing, sugar? So Nice is Nice. So why do you think Larry is moving differently? Who are you asking that to me or somebody else? Because I don't know how he moved before, so I couldn't tell you whether he's moving differently now. I'm just telling y'all the rumors. With him making this change to his the way you give, and now it seems like the cash apps are appearing to be his name. There's this commingling of funds being discussed. It's being discussed. The question now is, did Larry Reed dissolve the charitable part? That's the question. Did Larry Reed dissolve the charitable part, and did it go from nonprofit to profit? That is being questioned. A lot of talk, a lot of speculation. I don't know. Cruiser don't know. Lady Dimple says it's just assumptions. 5013C statuses can be verified. Okay. Well, that is what's going on. And you can go over there to Dr. Blue and Tasha Global to get more of that information. Don't ask me because I don't know. But y'all can go over there to Dr. Blue, check out Judge Alicia Thomas, and check out all those videos and get more. And obviously, MASH church disease, Marcellus, because Dr. Blue was quoting some things that Marcellus said. And I think when Dr. Blue, when she breaks things down, she might talk about some of the rumors or some of the speculation that is going around. She ain't saying anything in facts. She do a lot of if he is doing this or if this is happening. Like, for example, she said, if he is changing from nonprofit to profit, then there has to be some type of announcement made. So she's talking about from a financial standpoint, or speaking from a financial what from a legal standpoint, what has to be done. So y'all go check that out over there. Moving right along. Moving right along. Did I play this one?
Larry's Cash App account probably is a business account. Right? But not a nonprofit. And if Larry is not being careful, because Man Church made a very good reference last night. He mentioned about how you have to keep your personal finances and your professional or your business finances. You have to keep those accounts separate. Even though you are the authorized signer on your business account, you got to keep that money separate. I wonder if Larry has a payroll account set up in his NBN network where he gets paid from the NBN network. See, I wonder, do Larry even have an accountant? Or is he doing QuickBooks? What is he doing? Because if you own a business.
Okay. Y'all going over there to Dr. Blue. I think I put the link in the chat. Let me see. Is this Dr. Blue? No, I didn't put the link in the chat. But y'all go over. I did earlier, so y'all have to go back through and find that link. So y'all go check out Dr. Blue for that. Because we're gonna move along here. Moving right along. Nice is nice. I like these type of conversations. Well, go get more of it from Dr. Blue and Judge Alicia. Okay, I did put that in there earlier. So moving right along. So the last one I'm going to tackle, because I got 19 minutes. The last thing I'm going to tackle is jives. We're going to save jives for last. And there was more people that went live yesterday. A lot of people was talking about Tyler Perry. I'm not familiar enough with it, so I would suggest you go over to Really Big TV. And why Really Big TV? Because that's my girl. That's my friend. Okay. Go over there to Really Big TV and check that out. What was the talk about Tyler Perry, but you could also go over to Pastor Regina, who's almost also my girl. Go over there to Pastor Regina, the Juice Radio, to hear about Tyler Perry. Thais talked about Tyler Perry. I think he did a couple of videos on Tyler Perry and all that's going on with the accusers. I think Timothy Blaine also did a video, so y'all can go check out all those videos on Tyler Perry. So other people went live this weekend and yesterday, but with the time that I have, you know, I won't be trying to stay on here all day. Then I'm just gonna give y'all a good old recap of what I seen that caught my attention. Is that all right? Is that all right? It's gonna be all right because that's what I'm gonna do. Ms. Cruiser, how do you feel about doing a return to premium policy for life insurance? A return? I don't know nothing about that. I don't know. Return to premium. I don't know what that is. I don't know what that is. So y'all have to go to the agents and things. Anybody on here agent? Well, why would I fry some fish? No, I ain't frying no fish today. I know that means something, but I don't know what that means. But no, not frying. Fry some fish. Oh, Seahawk. I hope. I had to think about that. I'm like, I hope we fry them Seahawks. I hope. Lady Dimple said, Regina rubbed me the wrong way last night. I am cool off her. See, that's how these beefs and things get started about, you know, disagreements about. So are you disagreeing with what she had to say about Tyler Perry, about Tyler? And again, I don't know enough. You know, I watch I can't watch Tyler Perry stuff, but you know, I don't discourage others from doing that, child. Anyway, Jives. Jives went live last night. Jives said some very interesting things. I ain't gonna lie. I did find myself agreeing with Jives. I did on principle. If that's, hold on. Oh, I gotta switch positions and I gotta plug this phone up. Jesus. I got to plug this phone. According to Catherine, she said, Pastor Regina, y'all, when y'all see Regina, that is the Juice Radio Show. That is the Juice Radio Show. And according to Catherine, she said she gave two good ones yesterday. 2 good ones. Okay. All right. I had to readjust myself for the Jive show. Okay, King Jives. Y'all know King Jive's gonna give it to us. All right. So yesterday, Jives in his live, he was talking about the end of the cool church era, emphasizing that a shift from flashy productions towards an authenticity and depth. King Jives criticized the current state of many churches and religious leaders, highlighting several key issues. Now, for me, I go way back with King Jives, and King Jives is one of the people that made me look at Juanita Bynum in a little different light. Back in the day, 2014, 2015, he made me say, you know what? You know, like with some of her stuff, it was a little gaslighted. He was the one who made me kind of look at, like, you know what? I ain't think about it that way. In No More Sheets, I ain't think about it that way. King Jives is the one who brought out some of the issues of the Kojic Church, the Church of God in Christ. I remember when he first left. I go back that far with him. So King Jives is questioning I learned about these people from Ms. Cruiser. Listen, yeah, you got to go over their channels and watch it, because when you want to go in depth and all that, and with what they know, it's best to go over there to their channels to get it. So the speaker, King Jives, criticized the current state of many churches and religious leaders, highlighting several key factors. Like he talks about focus on entertainment over substance. He argued that churches relying on lights, camera, action, and elaborate shows are no longer effective in reaching people. Now they crave genuine connection, He said the church ain't effective no more in some churches. Hold on, we got to get past these commercials. We got to get through the commercials.
See, all of this lights, camera, and action, this whole era of let's put on this elaborate show, and they're gonna come. Don't nobody want it no more.
Yeah. He was talking about Lady Dove said that's why the cruise is the queen. She ain't no hater. Listen, I'm enjoying just giving y'all recaps. I'm the recapper. He's basically saying that when the entertainment is over, then what do you have? There's no genuine connection. Then he also talked about the emphasis on titles and wealth. Everybody got a title now, Jesus. I was talking about my friend Casey, may he rest in peace. Whenever somebody said, "Who was Casey?" I said, he was the guy who used to always come into the channels and everybody had to have a title. You had to be doc, missionary, evangelist, bishop, archbishop. He always gave people a title. Now, that was the thing that you would know Casey by. But King Johnson said, emphasizing on titles and wealth, he said, many religious figures are accused of seeking titles like bishop, archbishop. And let me just play that so y'all can know those were his words, not man.
Everybody want to be bishops, archbishops, side bishops, tutus, Reverend Tutu. I have never in my life seen so many people, black folks, white folks, Indian folks, rabbis. Everybody want titles, but don't nobody want to serve.
And again, I found myself agreeing with a lot of what Jobs has said. I am the eat the meat, spit out the bones type person. I was listening this morning. A friend of mine on Facebook clipped something from Brian Carnes. Brian Carnes like to do nasty. That's what we know him for, right? Brian Carnes is very problematic. And he likes to hunchy without marrying. But Brian Carn hit a song and I enjoy it. I likes to eat the meat and spit out the bones. And he was showing Brian Carn, a clip of Brian Carn this morning, using songs to vamp up his preaching. And it was so good. It was so darn good. I said, Brian is so good with that. I eat the meat, spit out the bones. You know what I'm saying? So King Jobs, he was making some good points last night. I was enjoying his show and finding myself enjoying it. He went on to say the speaker claims they are trying, and when I say speaker, I mean King Jobs. King Jobs claims they are trying to get rich off you.
Getting rich while trying to get rich off you. Hello.
What you say, King Jobs?
While trying to get rich off you.
Mm-hmm. He was talking about lack of transparency. King Jobs speaker calls out leaders for being inauthentic and not practicing what they preach and having double standards. He said folks got double standards out here. They ain't practicing what they preach. They ain't authentic. They ain't got no transparency. He was talking about relevancy and money as drivers. We got to get through the commercials, y'all. He kept returning to the money part. I'm gonna tell you right now, he kept returning to the money part. Let's go ahead and play it.
I've been on everybody's platform because relevancy matters. Relevancy matters. Now they want to be podcasters.
And I think there was a little shade here because, hey, Fate Yaya, thank you for coming in, sugar. I think that there was a little bit of shade going on here because somebody did drop in his live and say, tonight Bishop Bernard Jordan and Manasseh's gonna be over there on St. James show. I think did they drop that? No. That was on Thais show that somebody dropped down in his Thais live and said that you people, y'all just love stirring up stuff. I might be messy and petty and sometimes shady. But one thing I don't be doing is dropping down in people's chat and say, now such and such is over there. But y'all do that, and I love it. Anyway, so somebody dropped in Thais and said that they was going to be on there, and Thais said, I ain't watching. Y'all can tell me what happened because I ain't watching. But somebody dropped down in King James' show and said, Archbishop Bernard Jordan over there shading you. Now, that wasn't the exact words they said, but they said something to that effect. Because when they said it, I looked at it, I said, what you doing? Stop. What you doing? Stop. So I think that he said, that's okay. It's all right. I ain't worried about that. I ain't worried about that. I ain't worried about that. So he had some things to say.
Now they want to be podcasters. Now they want to spill all the tea. Now they want to spill all the tea. Now the first ladies want to tell all the business. Now they want to have podcasts and ladies podcasts and first ladies podcasts because they got to figure out a way to make money. They got to figure out a way to be spiritual and make money.
I don't think there's nothing wrong with being spiritual and making money as long as you're not fleecing the people. He also talked about the decline in the mega church. What time is it? The decline in the mega church. He said people are moving away from the traditional mega church because they are becoming hip to the lack of authenticity and are seeking a more personal connection with God. He said people are beginning to seek a more personal connection with God. And I hope so. And not that I want them to move away from church, whether it's an itty bitty storefront church or the mega church or the middle, right in the middle of that church. But I do want people to seek a closer relationship with God. I Am Star said, if it doesn't make money, it don't make sense. Shout out to Welcome to Sweetie Pies. What's her name? What was the mama's name? What was Tim's mama's name? Welcome to Sweetie Pies. If it don't make money, it don't make sense. Cruiser define the difference between messy, petty, and shady. That's a huge difference. I'm gonna have to do that on the next show. But I have been described as all of those things: messy, shady, and petty. But what I'm not is malicious. That's what's important. He talked about truth and lies. King James emphasizes that while a lie may carry fast, the truth will get there eventually. Citing the example of, then he went on to give some examples. I won't give the example that he gave, but he said, a lie carries fast, but the truth will catch up eventually. I used to have a pastor that used to say that the truth will, a lie will dress up in truth clothing, but you'll know it's a lie because the fit is never good. It never fits right. It's either too loose or too tight, but it ain't never gonna fit right. That's what my good pastor, he was actually a bishop. Bishop used to say when I was over there at the Apostolic Church. That was he used to have a lot of little sayings I used to like. Another saying that he used to say was, sin will take you further than you want to go and keep you longer than you want to stay. Woo, that one right there, I used to like, ooh, that ain't the truth. That ain't the truth. There have been some sins that took me way further than I wanted to go and kept me longer than I wanted to stay. Miss Robbie, that's who used to say, if it don't make money, it don't make sense. He went on to talk about the cost of service and skills. He defends the idea of charging for services and skills, stating that I don't work for free. Now, after saying all that, he said, I ain't no free working hoe. No, he okay. Shout out to Spill It Boy TV, Trezor. That's why I get that. I ain't no free working hoe, bro. But James used to say, "Don't be no free working hoe." But let's see what he said. Hold on.
Because they ain't got nobody in church. And what do we all have in common? Church, Jesus, spirituality.
Oh, gotta get to the commercials, y'all. We gotta get to the commercials. Okay, here we go.
But the moment that you say, hey, you want to work with me? I don't work for free. It's a problem.
So here I think he was making the point that although, churches ask for money, people in ministry ask for money, but as soon as somebody else say, hey, my skills are valuable and I ain't trying to be out here working free for either, he's saying that it becomes an issue. It's a problem when somebody else do it. Y'all, if I sound distracted, it's because I'm trying to see which channel my game gonna come on. But I got 3 more minutes. Okay. Then he goes on to talk about misguided teachings and exploitations. He touches on the problematic nature of some teachings, such as using emotional moments to collect offerings.
And while your emotions are high, we collecting offerings.
Y'all know he do these dramatic.
Yeah, right.
He love a good dramatic pause. Y'all know he loves a good dramatic pause.
And it's just like, what did you get? What did you get? And then hold on, here we go.
Let's see what I Am a Star says. Truth and lies got naked and bathed together in a warm water of the well. Suddenly the lie leapt out of the water and fled, wearing the clothes belonging to the truth. Mm-hmm. Catherine Powell said the Eagles played 425 today. I wonder if we got the same. I wonder if we got the same pastor. Same. You from around these parts? Truth and reason. Okay, let me get through this. So he talks about misguided teachings and exploitation, touching on the problematic nature of some teachings, such as emotional moments of collected offering and suppression of certain topics like sex in the church, which can lead to negative consequences. Well, I think we're talking about sex in the church, but I guess okay. He's okay. Mayo, is it May? We're going to just call you May. May said he's unblocking the code of church business, manipulating emotions to benefits. Oh, yes. They get, honey, they can get that money, which it takes some money to run the church. I have been on the finance committee, so I know how much it takes to run a church. And I know sometimes it can come short and you have to come from other places. But y'all know, we know what he means. Then he talked about online pastoring.
They're trying to be online pastors because you can't be no pastor. See, this is what happened. This is what happened, y'all. We getting ready to leave.
We sure are. We're about to leave. Many who cannot sustain a physical church are becoming online pastors to stay relevant and to continue collecting money for their lifestyle.
Because we can't be pastors in the real world. We rather be online. You get what I'm saying? Because we rather be, what I'm saying? We trying to get on every platform. That's what we trying to do. We trying to be on every platform because we're trying to stay relevant. That's what we trying to do. We trying to stay relevant on every platform because we trying to collect every piece of dollar because we're trying to keep up with our lifestyles. And every word that's coming out of our mouth ain't necessarily.
If y'all miss King Giles, y'all go on over there. King Giles, the end of the cool church era. It was quite interesting. So like I said, it was more went live than the ones that I talked about. I talked about the St. James show with Bishop Bernard Jordan and Prophet Manasseh. I talked about Dr. Blue and the Larry Reed. She went back and revisited Whitehead, and then she went on to talk about the whole changing structure of the MBN network. And then I ended with King Jives and his discussion about the direction that the church is taking. So y'all go over there and check out them channels. Y'all also make sure y'all go over there with Sean Talks. Sean Talks have some good subjects. Sean Talks goes beyond just church topics. She talks about a variety of things. So y'all make sure y'all check her out. Sha Rosalind went live yesterday and she was doing some arts. Sha Rosalind, if you're watching, check out Ronnie Q. Ronnie Q is a content creator of God. Y'all, my game has started. So obviously in the coin toss, the Panthers must have won the coin toss or lost the coin toss. But anyway, the Seahawks is kicking off to the Panthers first. So my game is about to start. So y'all make sure y'all check out Sean Talk and check out Rosalind. Rosalind, check out Ronnie Q. You may enjoy, all right, this is our house. Protect that quarterback and protect that ball. I have to say that, y'all. Let me get the coach in my team. They can hear me. They can hear me coaching them. So y'all make sure y'all check out these channels. Shy Rosalind, check out Ronnie Q. Find her arts and crafts channel. You will really, really enjoy that. And sometimes she gets together with other content creators and do arts and crafts online. So check that out. You will enjoy that. Thank y'all so much for coming in. Y'all remember to live on peace, on purpose, and live in peace on purpose. Y'all know I'm distracted. Hold on. Let me get this. Let me see this play get off. Hold on, y'all. Well, I love me some football. Y'all like football? Shout out to all my sisters, all my girls who love football. Yes, give it. Oh, yes. First down. Let's go. Let's go. Okay. Sorry. Before I start screaming in y'all ear, remember to live in peace on purpose. Also, no matter what you're going through, sugars. No matter what you're going through, sugars, y'all remember all is well. You know why? Because Jesus paid it all. And you can cast all your cares upon him because he cares for you. Have a personal relationship with him and lean into him. Oh, Lord, get up, baby. Somebody got hurt. Lord Jesus, who is that? All is well with that, too. Y'all remember, all is well. Y'all have a good day. I'll see y'all around these YouTube streets. I hope that's not our running back that got hurt. Who got rolled up? Okay, it's not Donald. I don't want none of these babies to get hurt, but we don't need our running back. We need him. All right, y'all have a good day.